So taking in the trash bins has been triggering for a long time for a lot of different reasons. I say trigger for certain parts with certain memories. It was triggering because of my physical pains and the problems it was causing, etc., etc. And just general frustration with constant dissociation. And so to do it today, we waited until a time where we wanted to be outside. And so that piece of it wasn't a chore. If I'd forced myself to come out here and do it, like just the feeling of the sun, if I wasn't as grounded as I am right now, would have been triggering. Sounds outside, I wouldn't be able to handle it right now. And so I waited till I was in a point where I was like anxious to get out of the house, kind of a feeling. So moving around grounded me rather than disrupting me being grounded. And then it's always a little bit anxiety provoking when there's a lot of stuff around. And so all of this stuff here, these bins, I can't even see what I'm pointing at. These bins here, all of this was on the concrete here. And so I just cleared this area of the concrete off and scooted it all that way. And just having that extra room to mentally think about what I'm doing and to physically move my body without having to know how far everything is from me, and worry about bumping into stuff. Just having that little piece taken away of my worry was huge. And so when I was doing it, when I was pulling the trash bins in, I was getting triggered. But instead of it going to a bad state or, it impairing my ability to complete the task, I was able to lean into it and allow the dissociation and get lost in thought. I got so lost in thought that I didn't realize I had finished, and I went back out to the street to grab them, and I'm like, that's it? That's never happened before. And so a big trick with my life and learning to successfully learn with the dissociative identity is to create situations where dissociation is allowed. For example, when I drive a very specific route at a very specific time, and then I know all the different variables. And so as I'm driving, I have these like checkpoints that I go to in my brain, and that grounds me as I'm driving. So moment by moment, I'm coming back to reality in a dissociated way. It's not, I'm not fighting against the dissociation. I'm working with it. I'm allowing the dissociation with little, checkpoints. Like, okay, I know I'm dissociated, but I know that the mailbox is right there. And this is practicing dual awareness, which is usually used in like processing traumas. But when living with a dissociative identity, it comes in very handy as well, just with daily dissociation. And so I was able to lose myself in this, bringing the trash bins in. And I know that to live successfully, I need to create lots of routines where dissociation is totally allowed. A few other notes on that while I'm on the subject. Anytime there's like variables beyond my control, it doesn't work. And so when there's construction on the route that I'm driving, it is very triggering. I have to use a lot of coping tools to stay grounded through that. When I'm trying to do a certain chore and there's a family member around, it doesn't matter if they're not even doing anything at all. Just their presence interrupts my dissociated focus. And it's triggering because I know I'm not fully present, and I know that people assume that I am around me. And so when I'm trying to be in my super focused, dissociated, Zen go mode, it's really disrupting to even have people in the surrounding area. So I try to do chores when no one's around, and it goes so much better with all my different dissociated states of consciousness.